Yo, you're officially on. Okay, it's about to go down now. Okay. Let me repeat this. Let me repeat this. I don't think I heard this.
You selling dreams, occupational hazard. I guess old habits are hard to break. We keep so funky cause the funk is hard to fake. We separate the pussy cat dogs, the counterfeit from the pure, and the half baked from the raw. Nigga, I'm sick with no cure, but the more medicine they gave me only served to make me more menacing and crazy, man. I kick that shit y'all niggas thought was dead. That shit to make you make an ugly face.
Yeah, I'm back on today, T-Man.
I still got that fist in the air flow, so before you talk shit, bitch, you best be careful. Get it? Measure the words, ruler to the floor.
Yeah, man, I'm back on today.
While I was gone, the only way you
So,
niggas running this city is in America. Flames gon' live forever, which means that shit's infinite. We built this city, y'all niggas just living it. Shout out to the city representatives, still killing it. The original Anvil, and they still killing it. Boy Wonder, P.O, still killing it. My nigga Flex,
on Sunday,
still killing it.
for what? For T-Man show or for Fugaman or for Timbala Mandela Network?
Showtime HQ13 still killing it. The more of the dopest that ever did.
Mother.
Niggas that's on the scene. Y'all niggas ain't selling records.
Yo, what's up, Mycbeth?
Occupational hazard. I guess old habits are hard to break. We keep so funky cause the funk is hard to fake. We separate the pussy cats from the
Yeah, I sent the request. Please respond.
Nigga, I'm sick with no kill, but the more medicine they gave me only served to make me more menacing and crazy, man. I kick that shit y'all niggas thought was dead. That shit to make you make an ugly face and nod your head. Like I still got that fist in the air flow, so before you talk shit, bitch, you best be careful. Might wanna measure your words when you're talking to the ruler. Get it? Measure the words. Ruler to the frauds who been claiming to be king while I was gone. The only way you niggas running this city is in America. My name's gonna live forever, which means that shit's infinite. We built this city.
Mycbeth,
Niggas just living it.
I sent you the request.
Still killing it. The original Anvil, and they still killing it. Boy Wonder, P.O, still killing it. My nigga Flex, motherfucking Boogie, still killing it. Yeah, I'm both the Great and Measy, still killing it. We built this city. Y'all niggas just living it. Showtime HQ13, still killing it. The more of the dopest that ever did it, still killing it. Trumpet, Crucial, Ramshock, still killing it. We built this city. Y'all niggas just living it. Y'all niggas just living it. We built this city. Y'all niggas just living it. Y'all niggas just living it. We built this city. Y'all niggas just living it. Order in court, ladies and gentlemen. Show a little bit of motherfucking respect to raise the glass.
Alright, I invited you again, brother.
Drunken master preside. Yeah. Mycbeth rocking this trap with great flair. Set campus, we ain't going nowhere. The only time the energy cheers is with the beer. Yeah. Mycbeth rocking this trap.
Yeah. What's up?
Ah, there we are.
Ah, here we go. There we go. There you go. Yo. Yo.
Got a bit of a problem.
Man.
What's happening, bro?
What's up?
Yes. So let me just start by apologizing for joining you late.
Yeah, I understand, man.
So I actually thought I was gonna try to do this thing from my PC.
Yeah.
But now I'm having to do it from my phone, and I'm hoping. But let's get it while the getting is good, man. What's happening?
For sure. So good, so good. Man, you've been quiet for a long time. But I'm
Yeah.
glad to hear, man. I was just
Oh,
playing
no
your
doubt,
new
man. Thank you
joint
for
now.
having me.
Yeah, I was playing your new
Say
joint,
again?
man. It's sick. Yo, I can't wait.
Thanks, bro. Did you
Yeah,
play it
yeah,
for the
yeah.
people or
But
did you
yeah,
play it for
man.
yourself?
Yeah, yeah.
I'm saying, did you
No,
play it
no,
for
no,
the people or did you play it for yourself?
no, I played it now. I played it now whilst I was waiting for you.
Bruh, listen, I thought I was gonna be doing this for my laptop. You wanna give me just 2 minutes so I can get my headphones so I can hear you properly because I can't hear so
All right.
great.
Okay, okay.
All right, chap, I'll be back in just
Uh,
2 minutes.
I'll wait for you while I'm pumping the joint, Baba. See, that's a classic joint, bruh. That's a classic joint. Yeah, I really, our legends can't go silent like this. PH, sup? Yo, seems like we lost him again. Okay, let me try and invite him again. I was trying to play. Doesn't want to play, which just keeps going on and off. But yeah. Hello, Uncle.
What up,
Sup,
brother?
home?
You back?
Back. Yeah, I'm back. I'm back. Yeah, I hear you, man. Yo, Mike. Okay, seems like network is gonna be a challenge. Why can't I see this name clearly? Happy. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I hear you now. You back. Otherwise,
Chilling, man. The headphones are not connecting, but we'll just try and make this work the best we can.
all
Sorry,
right,
man.
all right,
Let's
all
just
right.
start by apologizing to the viewers. I mean, they've been waiting here
Yeah,
for a
yeah,
strong
yeah.
second at this point.
Yeah. I already did that earlier, Yo guys, welcome to Pop Nation TV. Sorry man for the delay. Yes, I'm my network. Yeah. So the challenges and stuff. But anyway, my man, Ochi, Mycbeth, welcome to Pop Nation TV. It's
Thank
an
you,
honor
homie.
to have you here,
Thank
my
you.
brother. For
Yeah,
sure,
it's good
for
to be
sure,
here.
for
Thank
sure.
you, man.
That's what's up. What's up? So man, just for the youngins, man, before you start, just let them know who Mycbeth is, growing up in the PTA, Cap City, Rap City. Just let us know your journey.
Well, actually, I actually didn't necessarily grow up here all the way. I moved here in '99, so that
Yeah.
was like around standard seven,
Mm.
8, 9. I think yeah, it was grade 9 at the time.
Mm-hmm.
So when I landed here, I joined Fropick, Ramshock and Crucial and the homies. That was the first crew that I became a part of. And then about 2 years into that, I met Envy. We did a track together. So we used to do these sessions for Fropick, right? I met Envy at a cypher, and he was the one guy that I met where it's like, yo, this guy is going toe to toe with me, punchline wise, because I was very much a punchline MC, and he was an MC in my ilk, pretty much. And so we decided, hey, listen, let's do a track together. Let's try a track together for the mixtape. The track was called Grand Champions, and it was super hot fire, and that from that point the chemistry was so live that we just made it official because we had that chemistry. I think a lot of people used to use the Method Man and Redman comparison, like to describe how me and him got down. So we then did that. We did that. Pushed it for a couple years. Around 2003, we started doing the shows at the State Theater, which became a thing in the city. It was a pretty dope thing that we had going because it was a nice platform for all MCs in and around the city. It was a time when the city in general was like quite united as far as like a lot of collaboration stuff that was going on between artists, which I think worked out pretty well for everyone because, it allowed us to plug into each other's like, each other's followings. And we were making noise at that time. And then the Hype magazine thing started happening. At that time, I was, at some point, I was like one of the top 5 unsigned MCs in the country at the time on Hype. We got a few offers to get signed, but our plan was to try to do it independently because you know the game. Like you get signed, you get famous, but you don't really get the spoils, the proceeds. So what we decided to do is like let's try to build this thing from the ground up, and if it works out, then it works out. So we used to like fucking on Fridays and shit. Fridays and Saturdays, because we were still studying as well, right? But we would literally go to Hatfield, the Hatfield of that time when it was still like and we would go there with a backpack full of CDs and a Discman. And if you look like you listen to hip hop, we'd be like, yo, Ecliptic, what's up, man? Do you listen to hip hop? Like, yep. You heard the Anvrils? Nope. Press play. And we actually moved quite a lot of units that way. In real time, we weren't even quite aware of how far the whole thing was spreading. It was only a couple years down where you start to hear people talking about you from places that you've never been to before. Like, so you'd have people from the Eastern Cape. At that time, I hadn't been to the Eastern Cape, Cape Town, Durban, places that I've never sold our stuff. And so we realized that for every one that you sold, you were probably pushing about times 4 or 5 because, that's how it was at the time. Back in the CD days, like if you like it, you pass it on to your friends. Not too much different from what happens today, really. And so around that time, 2004, I left high school, obviously. Now the whole thing was gaining momentum. Try to tell the folks, so listen, let me take a gap here because I'm pretty sure what I want to do with my life. I don't want to do this corporate stuff. But the folks weren't hearing it. You must remember they're from a kind of a different generation. Like you're talking about a gap year. They're like, nigga, what the fuck is a gap? What are you trying to do? It sounds like you're trying to do nothing. So so I picked a subject, but I was still pushing the music at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
The studies were like suffering pretty badly, but the music was popping. It was moving. Year 2, year 3, by year 3 of college, now we're in like the third year of a 2-year degree type thing. Because then the folks sort of threw down like an ultimatum, like, yo, dude, either you leave this music thing and come work for your folks, because clearly you're not trying to do this school thing, or you keep doing this music thing but without our support, i.e. what little pocket money I was getting at the time, and I was also using that car at the time to get around to shows and what have you. Long story short, I punked out, man. I punked out. I left the game at that point because it just at the time didn't seem like it would be possible to keep carrying on without that minimal support. But you know, retrospectively, that's why I say I punked out, because retrospectively, I think it still could have been done. It still could have been done. I mean, guys have done a lot worse to like chase their dreams. You know what I mean? Like, guys have slept in cars and been homeless and slept on friends' couches and whatever. But like, yeah, that's really how I left the game. I think a lot of people have speculated. Some even thought that Enve and I maybe might have fallen out, which is not the case. Was never the case. That's my brother. We're still in touch to this day, actually. But yeah, that's kind of just a snapshot of my music thing.
Whoa,
yeah,
man, that's something else, man. Do you still think like there's still that challenge with young people that trying to get into music, and then there's no support from the elders? And how do you think we can solve that? By preach, how do we preach that?
Dude, listen, I don't know. So I'm a parent now. I've got a daughter, 2 years, and look, if she starts to whatever route she decides to go, I think I'm gonna support it, right? Whether it's music or art or whatever. But I think I can confidently say that like I'm sort of new generation in that way. But so because people from my parents' generation, they were never gonna hear that thing, right? They were never gonna hear this art thing where it's like they came from, and I'm speaking for my generation. I'll get to your part of it now, but they came from like, you know, the apartheid era, right? So on paper, there were very few career paths that they recognized as legitimate. You know, you're being a doctor, you're being an accountant. So basic things that they could relate to. Someone explained it to me like this. It's like trying to explain the concept of a 64-block chessboard to someone who's only seen 8. Someone who's only seen like 8 blocks cannot scheme beyond that. They cannot see this scenario where there's like 64 blocks. And at the time, I think what we were talking about, if you're talking about doing music, they could very easily turn to you and be like, Emina, so who do you know that's doing this thing that you know? There weren't too many people that they could point to. So at that time, it was always going to be difficult to get that buy-in. But I think guys coming up now, that parents are obviously a bit younger and have seen a lot more people make it in music. I've seen a lot more people make it independently. So I would imagine that it should be a little bit easier. But then again, it's also one of those things where it's like there's a lot of people that are trying to do this thing that should not be trying to do this thing. Because I think one thing that's definitely been lost is like the respect for the art. So if you can just kind of put a few words together, you think you're a rapper. And I don't think that's the case. And so it's a tough one. Like, I think you'd have to be discerning as a parent, see and actually listen to your kid and see if they got that fire, if they got that juice, and then see and decide if it's a smart thing to get behind or not. So I don't know. It's I think it's always going to be a bit of a challenge. Hoping that parents are going to support wholeheartedly someone going into the arts, because art is also kind of so subjective that, you know, it's all taste driven. You know, it's not like being a doctor or an accountant where things are a bit more finite. The chances of it not working out are pretty fucking high. So I think the smart thing to do is like, yeah, support them, but make sure they got something to fall back on if it doesn't go that way. You know what I mean? But to put all your eggs in the talent basket, I don't think it's for everybody. Let me just say that. Yeah.
So do you think also like partners or spouses, do they also understand also that like obviously like you pursuing that journey, like most musicians in general, do their spouses understand them like pursuing the music journey? Is there always a support there?
Not always, and I really I guess I can't speak for other people. I've been fortunate in my time that I've always been with partners that believe in what I do. So I've never had an unsupportive partner as far as that. But yeah, I think a lot of the partners, because at the time when I was getting into it, I wasn't really in relationships. So the people that I date now, they've seen what I can do, and it's not hard to believe. It's not like we're speaking of concepts that are unproven or untested. They know the boy's popping, and it's easy to get behind it. But sometimes, look, there can be pressures, man, because like I said, like monetizing in this thing is not always like immediate, right? And depending on where a person is in their life and what responsibilities they have, that dictates a lot of things. So I mean, if you've got a kid and you've got like other kinds of like life responsibilities, obviously your partner is gonna be like, oh dude, okay, you're nice with the flow, but we need to pay rent, we need to pay school fees and what have you. So I think there's a lot of things that would dictate whether a partner is supportive or not. But yeah, it definitely helps. It definitely helps to have a supportive partner, because I mean, this is the type of space where a lot of belief is going to be required. You're going to have a lot of belief in yourself, and you're going to have some cheerleaders in your camp. Yeah.
For sure. Plus, I mean, earlier you were mentioning like you guys you and Envy decided to do it independently. You know what I'm saying? Which is interesting.
Yes,
sir. Like usually with youngsters, you know, they never question like, yo, them maybe if they could be managers, or if they could be promoters, or if they could be graphic designers, in terms of maybe being part of building the artist. You know what I'm saying? Like, do you think the music business is making any efforts to tell young people that, yo, you might not be good at as a musician, but maybe you might be good as being an artist manager, or maybe you might be good as being a producer, or you know what I'm saying?
Tell me something, bro. When was the last time you tried to tell an MC that, you know what, man, maybe this is not for you? That's a tough conversation. No, for real. That's a very tough conversation to have. Like, I mean, so let me explain it this way. Like, so I've done tracks with people, right, where I try to give like just a bit of an input as far as, okay, listen, why don't you maybe try this with the flow, remove a couple words, say this, whatever. And that didn't go down well, you know what I mean? People's egos flared up. This is just where I was trying to correct or give my input on something that I thought could make the track better, right? Just change your verse in this way. So if people are that like averse to like advice on such a small level, now you want to come up and say, bruh, listen, we've heard your bars, and I understand this is coming from a place of love. I understand this is coming from a place of love, but this is not for you, fam. Why don't you try graphic design? And it's a tough conversation to have. But like, ideally, that's what should happen. Where it's like, if people had truthful people around them, honest people around them, and also people like could assess themselves honestly and fairly. Like, okay, I've been doing this thing for X amount of time. I thought I would have this kind of following or these kind of numbers or whatever. And you can see that things are not popping. Then you can start to look at other things that you're better suited for. But it's not that way, man. It's very hard to tell someone, listen. Personally, I'm also not the guy who's ever going to tell a guy, listen, this thing is not popping for you. You know what I mean? I'll only offer advice. Perhaps try this, perhaps try that. But like, I'm very anti shitting on people's dreams. But what you're saying, bro, like, people, not everybody should be, everybody should, because the music thing has got so many components, like you're saying. And if we could each play our respective positions and not give in to our egos or want to be the star of the show, I suspect the whole thing would work a lot better. It would work. It really would work a lot better, I think.
Well,
yeah,
that's amazing. That's amazing. Speaking of that, you saying that you contributed, you've once given advice to an artist and stuff like that. How was it like working with Yams, man, when you did the track Cheers? I mean, that track was on Hype 7, you know what I'm saying? Like the magazine at the time.
Yams, shout out to Yams, man. Yams is just one of the most evolved cats I've ever met in my life, Shout out to that dude. So Cheers was one of the tracks that I did pretty early on, and I remember that recording session. What I do remember about it is I was fucking drunk, dude, because I was nervous. I was really nervous at the time. It's very unprofessional shit, but that's what time it was. I was really drunk, and I'm very particular with how I want a thing to sound, right? So I was recording, and then I'd listen, and I'm like, no, but this is not sounding how I want it to sound. Let's just do another take, right? But now I'm drunk, so I'm saying the words properly. You know what I mean? And that ended up being quite a torturous process, because I remember at some point I was seeing Goma take 64. You know what I mean? And Nyams was pretty patient with it. I look back at it now, because now when I go in, I've got the verses down packed, and obviously I go in sober. I don't do the whole drinking thing anymore. I go in sober, and I'm really 2-3 takes, and I'm done, because coming into it I would have done it like 1,000 times. But it's pretty patient, man. If there's one thing I've looked back at, I was like, dog, you're a patient nigga. You're a patient nigga. I don't know if I would have sat. Once you're going beyond 12 to 15 takes, I'd be like, nah, nigga. I don't know. Maybe he was just hearing that it was like it was a fire thing that was being put together, and maybe he was more patient. But holy shit! But it's always been good working with him. Like, it's always been good working with him. I think he has a special ear for music. You know what I mean? His attention to detail is kind of nuts. You know what I mean?
True.
And I think we have also a good enough relationship that egos won't get in the way. So I'm open to whenever he wants to like suggest that I do things differently. And he also hears what I'm trying to say, what so we're able to like agree and disagree respectfully. You know what I mean? And I think it's necessary. I think that type of whoever you're working with, bro, whether it's your producer or whether it's the people in your crew, I think it has to be based in honesty and like respect. So I need to be able to tell you when the shit's not popping. You know what I mean? You get a lot of crews where it's like a crew of yes men. Everybody spits a verse, and it's like everybody's like, yo, that's fire. I'm like, okay, shit. I don't know, man. I don't know. but like, yeah, I really valued our working relationship with Nyams because it was always truthful and it was always well intentioned. So yeah, working with Nyams was good, man.
That's dope. That's dope. And then with Envy, how was that like? I mean, like discussing the concepts and everything when you guys do tracks together.
Envy is my brother, bro. Let me just start there. Let me just start here and say that Envy is my brother, right? Like literally, I think a lot of times people get stuck on the DNA definition of what a brother is. We don't share DNA, me and that nigga, but that's my brother. You understand? So we literally fight and argue like brothers. Our relationship is like, but it's also good and healthy that way because that guy's super nice, you know. So working with him has always kept me sharp. But like we disagreed a lot, especially as far as picking beats. As far as picking beats, we disagree a lot, which made the whole process like a bit of a process. Because then sometimes what we do, if there's a beat, for example, that we're struggling to choose between, we would kick on the one beat and then put it on the other beat and then put it to like Nyams and one or two others maybe to listen and get like a verdict on which one is better. I think I won most of the time, but like yeah, it was like that. So we debated a lot of things, but again, it was always in the spirit of trying to put out the best product. So I think our album became what it was because of that healthy debate process. But yeah, like making music with Envy, it's just been it's great, man, because he's open-minded. I like to think I'm also open-minded. So when either of us comes with an idea or something that's coloring a little outside of the lines of what we're used to, we're able to hear each other out. You know what I mean? And I think it helps to have like to have someone that you at least consider your peer, because it stretches you. It doesn't allow you to get comfortable and operate within yourself, because you know hip hop is always like it's a competitive sport. So there's always that thing where it's like, yo, I don't want Envy to kill me on a track, or I don't want the other MC to kill me on the. But if you're rapping on every track with Envy, that's literally what you're faced with every fucking track you get into, right? So to not get chowed on the track means you gotta bring your A game. You gotta bring your strongest pen game every time. And yeah, so I think that was always a dope sort of dynamic, because we pushed each other to higher levels of skill, I'd say.
Wow, that's amazing. That's amazing.
Right, man.
For sure. But from your personal point of view, do you enjoy doing music like solo, or do you enjoy it mostly whilst you guys are doing it as a duo? Which one do you enjoy the most? And why?
I can't say. So it's both, man. So some tracks are so personal, right? Are so personal to my own solo experience.
Yeah.
And so those tracks I want to do alone. But I also quite enjoy the collaborative process, because it's, I mean, we could go through the same experience and remember it differently, and even see what was happening differently. So the collaborative experience has always allowed that, right? How Envy's take was on this, or how Damola's take was on said topic or said event. So that's always also very exciting, you know? And variety, man, the variety of like collaborations and working with other people. You know, they say variety is the spice of life, man. And, you know, think about it. So I'm pretty sure you've got your favorite MCs, you had your favorite MCs growing up. But imagine, but do you remember the times when when you hear that this favorite MC of yours is doing a track with this favorite MC? It was exciting. It is exciting to this day, you know what I mean? I remember there was a time when we were talking about J. Cole and Kendrick might do an album together. Wasn't that shit fucking exciting, Nick?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's
that.
exciting. It's exciting. But also there's times when you hear like a group and you think, you know what? I would like to hear what an Elzai solo project would sound like. So I like both. I like both, man. Like it's very hard to make me pick either. But the next stuff I'm gonna put out though is gonna be solo. And that's all I'll say for that. I mean, I will have features, but the next project I'm doing is solo. I've actually I haven't done a solo thing. I've always sort of done collaborative things, solo tracks here and there, but I'm looking to do like a solo project next. Yeah.
For sure. So on the production, is it still Nyams only, or is it a variety of producers?
So you broke up a little bit there?
Oh, my bad. I was saying on the production for the new project that you're planning, is it gonna be Nyams only, or is it different varieties of producers?
Nyams only, if I would be so lucky. No. I'm hoping I'll have some Nyams on that for sure. Hey, yo, listen, I always try to. Also, you must remember, Nyams doesn't really make beats anymore. Like, he's got like he's got producers under him now. He's sort of executive producers now.
Yeah.
But I think I've managed to twist his arm, and I might have a track or two that's directly from Nyams' hand. But a whole project with Nyams, come on, that's a dream. So no, it's not gonna just be Nyams, but it's gonna be it's gonna be some of the guys that he works with as well. You know, I won't say any names now because none of it is confirmed.
Confirmed it. Okay.
Yeah, but it will be a variety of producers. It won't be like Nyams all the way.
All right.
Yeah.
So from your experience as an MC, which places would you say were like your favorite places that you performed, and why?
The State Theater, obviously. The State Theater because it was home. We got that thing going, but also like the culture in the city at the time was just live, you know. So State Theater was lit. I think we did a couple shows at Slaghuis there in the East Rand. The East Rand also had like massive culture, you know, like niggas was beasting out there. So I loved it because the competitive spirit, which is really what the game hinges on and thrives on, was fire. And there was a performance or two at Back to the City, man. I think those have also been quite like enjoyable for me. Yeah.
Any chance of you being on the next Back to the City?
I don't know, man. I'm not the one that puts these lineups together. You know what I mean? Plus, also I've been away.
Saying if they call and say, yo.
What's that?
No, I'm saying if they call, yeah.
I have no doubt. If they call, I'm all for it. I'm all there. You know what I mean? So I think a lot will probably depend on when the album comes out. You know what I mean? Because at this point, I mean, for me, I'd love to perform there. I'd love to perform there anytime. But what's in it for them at this point? I've been dormant for quite some time. So it's like, okay, there's like a couple of people from our generation that kind of know who I am. I'm not a particularly big draw at this point, if I'm to be straight. So perhaps if by the time the next one rolls around, the album's been out and we made a little bit of noise, it might make sense for them to call me. But yeah, fuck, I'd love to perform at Back to the City. I think it's one of the strong local hip hop situations that happen.
For sure.
So So yeah, I'm gonna just try. I have to try, make sure I put out that album in good time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting because I think I'm gonna need your your advice on something, but we will talk about it like when we're done because I'm not
No
allowed,
doubt, no doubt.
yeah, because I'm not allowed to mention it here on public, and you know I've been having a conversation with the MCs from PTA, so I'm hope yeah I'm hoping we could invite you and Envy, and then you guys could let us know what you think, but because I mean the experience is way there. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like you guys could give us a vision about it. But
No doubt, man. Let's chop it up. I'm always here.
yeah, for sure, for sure. But with the new single that you sent me, we built the city. Do you have like a definite date when you're releasing it?
No, that's not even new, man. That was
Mm-hmm.
also a project that I was invited to do. That was
Mm-hmm.
the Gray series. Um,
Mm-hmm.
it was a project that Nyams and them put together. I don't know if that was from the volume 2 or something like that. I don't know if they put that out. I don't think they did. I don't know what happened there. There was a bit of
Mm-hmm.
stuff behind the scenes. They didn't come out. That's actually
Mm-hmm.
that joint there is from holy cow. It's from around 2016, bro. It's not a new
Mm-hmm.
track. It's new to you, obviously, because you hadn't heard it.
Yeah,
But
yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah. But so it's not a new track. I didn't have any plans to put it out. But I should speak to Nyams now that they didn't
Mm.
really, you know, maybe I can still put it out separately
Mm-hmm.
from that project. We'll see. We'll see. Yeah. What did you think? You thought it was nice?
I thought it was nice, dog. You know what I'm saying? But it was like,
Thanks, man.
I can't send it to anyone because like, I want you guys to put it yourselves first and then put it on all distribution sites, then I will share it to the people. So that you
Yeah,
guys
yeah, yeah.
benefit. Yabona eish.
Yeah, yeah.
Yena maseng 2 minutes over my pares. Yabona manje. Ay, yabo.
Yeah, so look, so it was on Bonyam's project. I'll speak to
Yeah.
them, see what the plan is. So we'll I think the right thing to do, man. I mean, the rest of that project was nice, man. It was like, so it was a compilation
Mm.
project, you know, there was like
Mm.
guys like Ginger Trill on it.
Woo.
There was guys from the assembly on it, you know.
Woo.
So, and it was really, really nice. And
Mm.
it would be a damn shame for it not to see the light of day, you know.
Yeah, let's just ask. Let's just ask him for the permission, Like, hey, big
Yeah.
man, will you please put that on the distributions and then so we can share it, you know what I'm saying? Because hey,
No, straight up
I
and
don't
down,
want
man.
yeah, because I want y'all to benefit monetarily from it also, Rabo. Because now if
No,
I
straight.
just send it, yeah, so man, because man, if I send it like the same way you send it to me and everyone, yeah, well, my ish, it's just gonna go. So yeah,
Yeah, yeah, no, I feel you
yeah,
100%, bro.
yeah. But on the real, for on the real, like when it does come out and when you guys like can share me the link, I'm definitely gonna share it on our pages on Facebook and even here on Instagram because I always do share like South African music and like I kind of balance it
Yeah.
out. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, because
Yeah, no, thanks. I
because it was so
appreciate it. I
yeah
appreciate it,
because
man. You're doing the Lord's work, man. We need more people like you.
yeah. There's a lot, man, and they're really hungry for you guys. My homies they from Bramfontein, Sex in China, and Cinema Rights. They have their podcast as well. You know what I'm saying? So yeah,
Yeah.
I'm definitely gonna hit them up, and then we're gonna make a plan for you guys to come. Especially the OGs for SA hip hop, because we feel
No
like
doubt, man. You know where we at. We're here. We're ready to be a part
mhm,
of things that are moving, you know?
yeah. Yeah, because I feel like, yo, if we start with you guys, then you guys can give the direction to the younger generation. And let's try and create that balance, because every genre, the young and the old are working with each other. So I don't know why we can't embrace that within our genre. I don't know. It's probably because of too much
So
competition or whatever.
so your signal sabotaging you a little bit there. I missed a little bit of what you just
Oh,
said.
yeah, I was saying like with other genres, like you see the older generation and the younger generation working with one another. So I was like, yo, why
Yeah.
why is that so difficult, like in hip hop? Is it because of the too much competitiveness and stuff?
You broke up a little bit there, but I'm gonna try to piece together what you said. What I did hear was something about the old generation and the new generation working together, and
Yeah, like
why it's not happening in hip hop. Well, I don't know, man,
yeah,
because um, I think it's super necessary, right?
yeah,
Because and I think what tends to happen though, which contributes to it not happening, is like some people are like too stuck in their ways, too set in their ways, right? Like, so people
mhm,
from the boom bap era, I think we can call my era
yeah,
the boom bap era.
yeah,
They haven't been that welcoming to the changing
mhm,
sound, right? So fads, music changes, the sounds change, the
mhm,
beats change, you know what I
mhm,
mean? So
mhm,
if you're not embracing of that change and you've got this stance of like old school is the only school type thing,
mhm,
then it doesn't create a very symbiotic relationship. You ain't trying to fuck
mhm,
with these new niggas.
mhm,
Um, that's just how some of the MC. So there tends to be a bit of a standoff between the old school and the new school,
yeah,
and that doesn't really contribute to like guys working together. But I think the most evolved way to go would be to like, because music is always going to change. If there's one thing that's guaranteed, bro, like
mhm,
90s, 70s music, 80s music, 90s music,
mhm,
music in the 2000s, like if there's one thing that's been guaranteed, it's changed.
mhm,
It's going to change. The sound is going
mhm,
to change
mhm,
and all that kind of stuff.
mhm,
And just make peace with the change and you'll be all right. I think,
mhm,
I think a smart thing to do is try to learn, pay attention to where the music is going, how it's changing, and then see how you can operate within that. I mean, you don't have to change everything that you do or whatever, but understand it and allow
mhm,
yourself to like evolve, I think.
mhm, mhm.
Yeah.
For sure, for sure, for sure. So at the moment, are you planning on doing any performances since you're gonna be doing the new project?
Um, no, not at this point. I mean, I think once we're at that point of release, then there'll be
Mm-hmm.
performances and shows and all that kind of stuff. But right now, I mean, right now I'm actually working on there's an agricultural project that I'm working on.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so that's kind of what's front and center for me right now in my life.
Oh
But yeah,
yeah, yeah. I
definitely
saw you
once
with the wine and stuff. Are you into the wine business or something?
wine. No, 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 not wine. It's actually rabbit farming. It's actually rabbit
Oh,
farming. Long
okay,
story.
okay.
That's a long story, different podcast.
Oh,
But that's kind of what I'm busy with right now,
okay. And
and
then
I
and
like to
then
try to yeah.
the Lucilla one, the merchant, the clothing. Is that also you, or are you doing it for someone else?
Yeah, that's also us. That's
Oh, okay.
me. That's me and my missus. That's
Mm-hmm.
us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, then that means maybe we should I don't know, man. So that means that, okay, maybe for the Lucilla one, then I'll try and do it on the Bolos Boot podcast on my other account. I'll try to bring the both of you, and then you guys can share to us
We can talk
about
fashion.
the
Yeah,
Lucilla one.
yeah, no doubt, man. I
Um,
would appreciate that. That would be cool.
Yeah,
Then we
because
can
I
talk
feel like
fashion.
we need to have more of our artists or influencers um consuming local products and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
I couldn't agree more, bro. I really could not agree more. You know,
Yeah.
I think we definitely need to like be on our own shit, like, and really support our own shit, and like take more pride in our own stuff, whether
Mm-hmm.
it's music, whether it's clothing,
Mm-hmm.
especially because like we're capable, bro. There's a lot of high quality shit that we do here, and
Mm-hmm.
sometimes I think it's just a mind state thing where we need to like get to a point where like, okay, our shit is the shit, you know what I mean? Versus
Mm-hmm.
us assuming something is just dope just because it's from America or whatever the case might be. So I couldn't agree with
Mm-hmm.
you more. We need to fuck with our own shit more.
All right, all right. So let me leave it there because I wanna invite you and the missus on Polo's booth, and then you guys can get to share your journey with us, and then and stuff like that. You know.
No doubt,
Mm.
man. We'll be waiting for that invite.
For sure, for sure, for sure, for sure. Ochi, man, I appreciate you so much for letting me interview you. It's been an honor.
Thank you for
Um,
having me, man.
yeah, for sure, for sure. We're definitely gonna discuss even after this. Um, yeah, man. We wish you all the best. Yeah, we hope you had a dope birthday week.
Thank you, man. Yeah, it's been a good one. It's been a good one for sure.
Yeah,
And I thank you for
yeah,
having
yeah.
me on the show, man. You know, like
Mm,
um,
mm.
especially I think when you hit me up, you referenced such old stuff. So it's nice to know that people are still remembered. People still remember that some of that old stuff that we did. And it's been an
Yeah,
honor and a
yeah,
pleasure to be on the show, man. I've really
yeah,
had fun.
yeah,
We should do it again.
yeah.
So hopefully closer to the time when I've got something to promote that's about to drop, we can do
Yeah,
something. But thanks for having me, man. I like what you're doing.
yeah, yeah.
Um, and we need more shit like this. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah. Don't worry, don't worry. I got you, I got you. It's just that there's some other things I want to share with you, but I'm not allowed to share here. I want public. But yeah, I'll let you know about it because it's gonna involve you and Envy. So yeah,
Okay. Now
for sure,
you can put me on when it's time to know.
for sure, for sure, for sure. Much love, Uchi. Enjoy the weekend.
Well up, brother. Take it
For
easy.
sure. Thanks.
Cheers.
Sure, sure. Shout out, guys. That's Sutuan. Thank you for joining. Silo, thank you. Hey, you guys joined late, but don't worry. I'm gonna save the interview and then you guys can watch it later. Shosho Karabo. Oh, I see you wrote something. For me as a brother, I'm glad for the work you're putting on. Big up for bringing Mycbeth on. We haven't gotten anything from him since the Anvrils, and I do advocate him for him. So let his light shine from him from here. Oh man, shout out, definitely, man, definitely. Thanks, my brother. Thanks, Prakarao. Um, yeah, for sure, for sure. Yeah, we're gonna bring more people on. You know, you're definitely gonna see more of the OG, um, Mycbeth and the entire Envils and everyone else. And there are many other OGs here, ASA. Also, I think I need to try and get hold of them and let's see how we can continue this movement, the SC hip hop. But that's what's up. Major Kid, thanks for joining. Mufota, JX, Siseko, thank you, my brother Siseko. Cape Town, shout out. Out of music, Monisha, thank you. Shout out to Monisha all the way to USA from USA. Thanks for watching. Sihorwani, Amunishin, thank you, Amu Palwina. Thank you, dog. Piketlo, Still Smaya. Oh, okay. Yeah. Shout out, shout out, shout out. Guys, do check out the Smaya. What was her movie? I forgot the movie. Yeah, but do check it out. Smart Trapo. Great actor. No Limit Brand. Shout out. You know, oh no, Max, Papi, yo, Gale, Team and Show, Les MPH, yo, Nano, yo, everybody, shout out to the OG again, Mycbeth. So yeah, we out, man. Definitely.
Guess so habits are hard to break. We keep it funky cause the funk is hard to fake. We separate the pussy cats from the dogs, the counterfeit from the pure, and the half-baked from the raw. Nigga, I'm sick with no cure, but the more medicine they gave me only served to make me more menacing and crazy, man. I kick that shit y'all niggas thought was dead. That shit to make you make an ugly face and nod your head. Like, I still got that fist in the air flow, so before you talk shit, bitch, you best be careful. Might wanna measure your words when you're talking to the ruler. Get it? Measure your words. Ruler to the frauds who been claiming to be king while I was gone. The only way you niggas running this city is in America. My name's gonna live forever, which means that shit's infinite.
Definitely. Yes, it does need the support. Thank you, KP. Do follow me, KP. Let's see how we can do that also, man. Red Trukala, thanks for joining, dog. Ah, man, the show's already over, but I must save it, dog. I must save it. You guys will check it out. What's up? Shout out to everyone that supported Hip Hop Nation TV. Do check me out on my other account, The Cryptic. I'm an artist also. Shout out, guys. So, yeah, I'm out.